The Quinnipiac men's ice hockey season might be over, but a couple players were in the news this week. Find out why.
Plus, the volleyball team was up in Albany for the MAC tournament. See how they did against Canisius.
And as always, we have your top 5 plays of the week. Sports Paws starts right now. It is 9:30 on a Monday. You know what that means. Sports Pause is back on the air. Jacob Resnick, Joe LaGrippo with you for the next 30 minutes. We have a packed show.
No crosstown rivalry tonight. Quinnipiac sports talk only. Let's get right to it.
We'll kick things off with the only game on campus this past weekend. Quinnipiac field hockey hosting Providence on Saturday. Let's roll the tape. It's senior day for the Bobcats. Brooke Whipke, you see her there on the right, one of 3 Quinnipiac players being honored. Alyssa Watson and Kayla Igarta were the others. A nice moment for the Quinnipiac seniors. We'll see how they fared against Providence. We'll pick it up in the second quarter, 7 minutes in. Neve going off the turnover is going to get in behind the Quinnipiac defense. Has a good look on goal, but Nina Santor is there for the Bobcats. No score heading into the half. Third quarter, Providence had 6 penalty corners in the second half, more than Quinnipiac in the entire game. Here's a good look for Amanda Collins, but Santor, once again, the first year, laying out for it. We're still deadlocked heading into the final 15. Fourth quarter now, another penalty corner. Going, her shot goes off the post, Noor got her death spot. All she has to do is tap it in, but she whiffs on it. Take another look. And still no score. Inside the final 4 minutes, Juliana Capello gets the Bobcats' best look of the game. Asia Porter with the nice kick save. The next goal is going to win this one. Clock ticking down, 10 seconds to go. Neve going, she's going streaking down the far side. Dumps it off to Sophia Pompeo inside the circle, and her shot deflects off the foot of Olivia Howard and in. With just 1 second left in regulation, the Friars at the death steal this one from the Bobcats. Final score, 1-0. With just 3 games left on the Bobcats' regular season schedule, let's check out the updated Big East field hockey standings. And you see Quinnipiac actually mathematically tied with Villanova for that 4th spot, which would qualify them for the playoffs. The Bobcats have 2 important meetings with Old Dominion and 1 with UConn to wrap up the regular season.
The Quinnipiac volleyball team went head-to-head with Canisius on Thursday in the MAC tournament. The Bobcats entered the tourney as the 7th seed and the Golden Griffins as the 2nd. Let's have a look at how it all went down. Starting off in the first set, Maggie Baker digs up the swing, as you'll see here. Nicole Migazzoli with the setup to Georgia. Salepi swings it between Canisius block for the set-winning kill. Salepi would score 2 of Quinnipiac's last 6 points of the set. Skipping to the third set, Quinnipiac takes this free ball to set up a play for Maggie Baker to find the open spot on the floor. As you see right there.
Baker's been great all season.
Yeah, and Baker would finish this game with a game-leading 16 kills. Still in the third set, Canisius keeping everything up, preventing this Ariana Diaz tip from hitting the floor. Canisius sends a free ball back over to Quinnipiac, but there to clean up the mess is Quinnipiac. Heading into the fourth set, Bobcats trying to stay in it. Here's Haley Anderson using the Canisius block to her advantage for a kill. This could be Anderson's last game as one of the 3 seniors on Quinnipiac. Still in the fourth set, Canisius now 1 point away from winning. Morgan Sherwin gets blocked by Hannah Nelson. Great defense and great offense for Nelson. Canisius wins 3-2.
And Canisius did make it all the way to the MAC finals, but they were sent home by the Rider Bronx, who will face UCLA in the first round of the NCAA tournament. But with Quinnipiac's year now complete, let's take a look back at the top 3 moments from the abbreviated season. Top 3 Quinnipiac volleyball plays. Quinnipiac and Fairfield. 5th set, Ariana Diaz, the sophomore, right side with the big kill off the block. Quinnipiac beats Fairfield for only the 2nd time ever. And we're going to see a lot more Quinnipiac Fairfield here as we move on to play number 2. First set of that second game of the doubleheader. Watch Daniela Balsano with the big dig. And then it's Ariana Diaz flying in from the back row. Now play number 1, Fairfield again. Here's game 1, set 1. Some big blocks from the front line of Quinnipiac, snuffing out the dump, and then the tip shot gets it to go. More chaos from the Quinnipiac volleyball team. A great season for the Bobcats.
Quinnipiac volleyball has come to an end, but men's lacrosse is still towards the beginning of their season. Entering the weekend at 1-1, the Bobcats traveled to New Jersey to take on the Monmouth Hawks as they tried to get over 500. Quinnipiac and Monmouth. Let's start off in the first quarter. First year, Evan Perry with the swim move and the snipe. Quinnipiac takes the 1-0 lead. Later in the first, Quinnipiac up by 2. Monmouth midfielder Max Brooks gets his own rebound and finds the back of the net. Monmouth cuts the lead, 2-1. Over to the second quarter, Monmouth looking to tie it up. Cage Straighton proves that good defense leads to great offense. There with the poke, puts it home for Monmouth, game tied at 2 apiece. Just a few minutes later now, Jake Tellers, he's going to take this one in on his own, making it a 3-2 Bobcats lead now. And a lot more scoring coming in the second. Check out this one. Max Brooks rips from the 25-yard line. Game tied at 5 apiece. Monmouth with a late first half push. Zach Clement finds Connor McRae. Monmouth leads by 2 heading into the half. Into the half now. Evan Perry with another beauty. He's going to snipe this one. Top left corner. Quinnipiac ties the game up at 7. But Monmouth's not done. They have another late quarter push. This time it's Matt Carrersi with a diving goal. Monmouth up 9-5 as the third quarter comes to an end. To the fourth we go. Quinnipiac trying to mount and come back. Will Abbott, he's going to find Dylan Donnery. He's going to put it home. The Bobcats now within 1. Monmouth looking to put this one away. Cage Stratton with the wraparound goal. And that would be all she wrote. Monmouth holds on to beat Quinnipiac. 10-8 is your final.
Now let's take a look at the updated MAC lacrosse standings. Just 2 conference games played by the Bobcats so far. You see it there, but at 1-1, they sit 4th behind Monmouth, Detroit Mercy, and Manhattan. Quinnipiac has 5 more games on the schedule before the 8 teams begin the postseason tournament.
Quinnipiac men's lacrosse goalie Nick DiMucci has been named MAC Defensive Player of the Week, as announced by the league on March 31st. The junior made a season-high 14 saves against St. Bonaventure, all while owning just 4 goals on 36 shots faced. DiMuccio is the first Quinnipiac player to earn a MAC Weekly Award. DiMuccio will look to continue his dominance as the men's lacrosse team will host a winless Siena team in Hamden on Wednesday. For more info on the men's lax team, we have the team's beat reporter Ryan Coop in studio to answer some questions for us. Ryan, let's start off. What's the reason for this team's slow start?
Joe, it has been quite the start to the Quinnipiac men's lacrosse season. They started the season off against St. Bonaventure, where it was not pretty. I got the chance to talk to Coach Pulley after the game, and he blamed the team's tough start on a failed preparation because of the COVID-19 restrictions. Due to COVID-19 restrictions and having to socially distance over the offseason, the team was allowed to work on a lot of individual skills, such as goalie work and stick work. However, they weren't really able to meet as a team to work on things like setting up plays and working on the man-up advantage. After the tough loss to St. Bonaventure, the team had some positive COVID cases, so the next 2 games were postponed. However, when they got back to play against St. Bonaventure, the team looked much better. Their man-up was clicking, the team looked much better, and Nick DiMuccio was incredible in net, earning Defensive Player of the Week the next week. So guys, I don't really think that the record shows the struggles and the way that this team's season has started.
All right, Coop, this team has first years and sophomores who are basically first years, but who among the new guys have stood out to you?
So guys, Quinnipiac went all out last year when it came to recruiting first years. We're going to start out with the midfielders that they added. They added 10 first years, and they added 4 midfielders. They added Trevor Douglas, Adam Woodcock, Ryan Donnery, and Evan Perry. Evan Perry had a really strong game this past weekend against Monmouth, where he had 2 goals, and I think he's been the best so far this season out of all the first years. Next, we take it over to the 3 attackmen that they added. Dylan Donnery, as you might have heard me mention, Ryan Donnery, yes, that is his twin brother. Pretty cool that the two brothers are playing on the team together. We also have Trey Gahen and Owen Boss, who will be playing attack for the Bobcats for the next 4 years. And last but not least, we add the three defensemen, John Ladenia, Tommy Shawnee, and Kyle Connor. Fun fact about Kyle Connor, I played football with him in high school. He was a three-sport athlete, and I'm sure Quinnipiac will love his athleticism on the field.
I'm sure they will love his athleticism out on the field. Now, Ryan, who would you say are two key players to watch as we enter the second half of the Bobcats season?
So guys, for this one, I had to go with an offensive player and a defensive player. For the defensive player, I stuck with the guy that's been hot in net. Yep, Nick DiMuccio, the 3-year starter. He already won a Defensive Player of the Week after the second week, and he also had a strong game this past weekend against Monmouth, where he had 17 saves. When Nick DiMuccio is playing good, the whole Quinnipiac men's lacrosse team is playing good. Over on offense, I picked Will Abbott to be the key player to watch. Will's had a little bit of a slow start to this season compared to the last two seasons, but for me, he is the playmaker on this team. He's the guy that gets the offense going. He had 1 goal and 2 assists in this past weekend's game against Monmouth. I would look for him to step it up over the next 5 games. If DiMuccio and Will Abbott are playing good, like I said, Quinnipiac men's lacrosse is going to be really good.
All right, Ryan, last question. I won't ask you to make a prediction, but how do you see the rest of the season unfolding for the Bobcats?
All right, guys, there's only 5 games left, but I'm going to say that Quinnipiac has a chance to win the next 5. I don't think that they're going to win all of them, but there's definitely a chance for them to win them. They've gotten better as the season has progressed, so look to see them step up as the season goes on. As I said, if the man advantage really clicks and they're scoring and Nick DiMuccio stays hot in net, I think that this young team, who is one of the youngest teams out of all the MAC teams, will have a really good chance to make a push as we approach playoffs.
Thanks for your time, Ryan. We really appreciate your insight. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hit the diamond and talk some baseball and softball. Sports Paws will return in 2 minutes.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. What? My. Oh.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. I'm Joel Agrippa alongside Jacob Resnick. Just as promised, we're lacing up our cleats and heading to the baseball field, where the Bobcats took on the Niagara Purple Eagles. In the first game of Friday's doubleheader, Niagara doubled Quinnipiac's run total as the Bobcats fell by a score of 8-4. Quinnipiac entered the final inning down by 8. They put up those 4 runs in the 7th, and the tying run came to the plate with the bases loaded. but it was all for naught as the comeback fell short. Brendan Garcia took the loss, and Marcus Cashman took the win for the Purple Eagles.
The Bobcats and Purple Eagles were back out on the field on Saturday to wrap up the 4-game series. Let's roll the highlights. Quinnipiac and Niagara, Game 2 of the weekend, Games 3 and 4. Let's pick it up with the first game on Saturday, and the Niagara Bats coming out hot. That's Dawson Bailey sending a shot into the gap, and Max Giordano down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Purple Eagles coming out hot in this one. But check out Dylan Lutz coming over from the shortstop position. Actually, that's Mac Tuffy coming all the way over from third base in the shift, but a run does score on the sacrifice fly. Quinnipiac showing some life. Evan Vogelmore up the middle, bringing in a run for the Bobcats. Everyone else moves up a base. And then Andre Marrero sends a little bloop shot down the right field line. That's going to fall in. Marrero will get down to second. We've got a close game on our hands. Niagara pitching staff trying to stifle the Bobcats' bats, and they did it in style, mowing down hitter after hitter, strikeout after strikeout. And then how about Liam Ward with the Derek Jeter throw? Gets the out at first base. That could have been on SportsCenter. And then Niagara putting the final nail in the coffin. Matt Zaremba sends a missile over the head of the left fielder to win it for the Purple Eagles. Final score 4-3. Moving on to Game 2. Quinnipiac looking to salvage this final game of the 4-game set. Evan Vogelmore throwing it over the head of first baseman Michael Cohn. And then another misplay by Quinnipiac as you'll see a wild pitch here from Jimmy Hagan up and in, allowing the runners to advance and score. Now you got a ground ball up the middle. How about a double play? Just what the doctor ordered. But Niagara, bats still hot. Final score 6-3, Niagara with the sweep.
After losing all 4 games this weekend, the Bobcats sit in 8th place in the MAC. It's obviously an extremely disappointing start to the season for Quinnipiac. They were chosen in the MAC preseason coaches poll to win the conference, but they have not nearly lived up to the expectations that were set for them. It only gets harder from here as they'll play first place Fairfield and undefeated Fairfield on Wednesday.
Moving on to the pitch, the Quinnipiac men's soccer team is in the home stretch of the season, and the Bobcats traveled to New Rochelle to take on the Iona Gales earlier today. Quinnipiac took care of business, winning 5-3 on the strength of a brace from Braj Asen, and both Alex Holly and David Bercedo chipped in a goal and an assist each. The Bobcats now sit atop the MAC table. Their 12 points with 1 game to play are tied with the Niagara Purple Eagles.
From men's soccer to women's lax, the Bobcats traveled to Siena in a battle with the Saints. Let's roll the tape. Quinnipiac and Siena, first period. We'll start off. Caitlin Dowsett. She's going to juke around Lauren Hayes and fire a cannon past Kat Hensedler. 1-0 Siena. Still in the first, Caitlin Dowsett finds Annie Brennan for an easy open goal. 2-1 Siena, still in the first. Down 3-1. Megan Slazowski decides to take matters into her own hands, and she rips one from downtown for Quinnipiac. 3-2 Siena. Now late in the first half. Down by 5, Emily Feeney finds the back of the net, bringing the game within 4. It's 9-5 Siena. Just 36 seconds later, Desiree Kleberg runs through the Saints defense, and she fires a laser into the back of the net. She's pumped after that one. 9-6 Siena. Late in the first half now, Carrie Greedy makes a nice pass to Mary Soares, who wrists home another goal for Siena. 10-6. Later on, Caitlin Dowsett, we've heard that name a couple times. She tacks another one on before the half as it comes to a close. 11-6 Siena. Now we're going to head into the second half. Quinnipiac is down 11-6, but they're going to tighten this one up. Megan Slazowski makes a nice pass here to Sofia Isiano. She blasts it in to draw within 1 goal. 12-11 Siena. Second half, Nicole McNeely makes sure the Saints came victorious with this incredible goal, and Siena wins a high-scoring game, 19-17.
The Bobcats might have lost, but it was a big day for Megan Swazlowski. The graduate student not only put up a career-high 7 points, but she's now up over 100 points for her entire career. The Holyoke, Massachusetts native is on pace to lead the Bobcats in scoring for the second straight season. Swazlowski and Quinnipiac have 3 more games this year to try and finish at an even 500 record.
The Quinnipiac softball team was scheduled to play at St. Peter's on April 2nd and 3rd, but it was postponed following a positive COVID-19 test within the St. Peter's Tier 1 personnel. Makeup dates have not yet been determined. The Bobcats will play their next game on Wednesday against Manhattan as they look to improve on their 1-9 record. Despite not playing this weekend, there's still a lot to talk about regarding the softball team. Softball beat reporter Kylesia Smith is here to talk about the team. Kylesia, I'll start off with a question we're all wondering. Why has this team struggled so much through its first 10 games?
Well, guys, in this case, I'm really going to have to blame a lot of it on the age of this team, as well as the true consistent experience dealing with these continuous back-to-back doubleheaders. Majority of this team is made up of first years and sophomores, and honestly, you can borderline consider the sophomores as first years as well due to their initial experience as a first year. Didn't even make it to the conference games before the season was completely canceled because of COVID. But with that being the foundation, you would think that the vets would step up a little bit more and get things going for the newbies, but that hasn't been the case. Senior Kayla Jensen has been doing a decent job making her presence known in all aspects of the field as the team's utility player, leads the team in runs, but senior Bridget Douglas and junior Bridget Nazir, yeah, they're doing well in the outfield, but in softball, it's an offense that wins games and championships, and they haven't been showing up in that way, and that's with a lot of the team also. They are always committing to the wrong pitches, not allowing many run opportunities and not getting those hits off, and that's been their downfall so far.
We know this is a young team with a lot of turnover since the last time we saw them in Hamden. So which of the newest Bobcats have caught your eye?
So there are many first years, and there are plenty of new Bobcats to meet, so let's jump right into it. First, we have outfielder Peyton Sharon. Haven't seen much of her on the board yet as a run and a few bats. Moving on to killer infielder Kayla Thomas. She leads the team in fielding catches with 55 and plate appearances with 32 and has a 7 RBI. Then we have catcher Ella Henry. She has 21 catches under her belt. On to outfielder Gianna Palmisano. She's 4th in plate appearances, runs, hits, and putouts. Then pitcher Tori McGraw. Haven't seen much of her either. Another pitcher that we have seen from, Julia Walsh, has the 2nd best ERA and leads in strikeouts. Then last but definitely not least, there's outfielder Carolyn Walker. She's been getting her feet wet on all aspects of the field. 7 fresh faces, 7 different attributed players. The question is, what will these 7 players be able to bring to the rest of the season? We're going to have to stay tuned.
As we said earlier, Quinnipiac will host Manhattan in a couple of days. The last 2 times, they met just about a week ago, and the Jaspers were victorious in both games of the doubleheader. So Kai, give us a look into the upcoming matchup against Manhattan.
Joe, you already said it. Like you said, the last time these 2 teams matched up, it was only a week ago, and the Bobcats fell to the Jaspers in the doubleheader by a landslide, 10-1 in Game 1, and kept them 4-2 in Game 2. Going up against this team after a back-to-back loss, the Bobcats have to go into this matchup with a different strategy than they did in their previous games. They need to make successful back-to-ball connections and really need to count on sophomore infielder Kat Rodriguez to bring some runs in for the team. She's been the most impactful player so far this season in regard to hits per game and really opening up the opportunities for scoring. But at the same time, Kat can't do it all by herself. We're talking about Manhattan here. Yeah, they're above Quinnipiac in the standings, but they're not the best themselves. They've done it before, and they can do it again. So the Bobcats have taken those losses, regroup. I hope the Bobcats have taken those losses, regroup, and ready to come back and hopefully come out with a win or 2.
Last question. We know a COVID season is as unpredictable as it gets, but when it's all said and done, will the Bobcats be able to turn it around, Kai?
So if things continue the way they are going for the Bobcats, then their season will end at their last game against Fairfield. If certain players don't step up and make some things happen for this team, have the consistency and the fight to win from doubleheader to doubleheader, then I can expect nothing less than what's already been set forth. I feel like they have some potential to turn things around. This team has the tendency to lose by landslide in first game, but hold opponents in lesser numbers in the second. They have done that against number 1 seeded Monmouth in Manhattan. Maybe the opponents may be fatigued, I don't know, but if that is the case, the Bobcats need to take advantage of that and make it into where they come out on top in the end. Whatever was going through them when they played in round 1, game 1 against Ryder, the 3rd seeded team, and won and held them to close games, but the rest of the time, but lost. That's the Bobcat team that we need showing up for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks so much, Kai. We're going to take our final break, but don't go anywhere. Men's ice hockey is sending a pair to the pros. Find out who on the other side.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo!
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color-coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Quinnipiac men's ice hockey senior Odian Tufto took home his 3rd straight ECAC Hockey Player of the Month award as announced by the league on Thursday. Tufto recorded 3 goals and 4 assists in the Bobcats' 4 games in March. He picked up his final collegiate goal in Quinnipiac's NCAA tournament loss to Minnesota State and finishes the year as the nation's leading distributor with 39 assists.
Quinnipiac men's ice hockey captain senior Odian Tufto has signed a 1-year entry-level contract with NHL's Tampa Bay Lightning. Tufto will report to the Lightning's AHL affiliate in Syracuse, where he will play with former Bobcat captain and teammate Chase Prisky.
And Odian Tufto isn't the only Bobcat taking his talents to the next level. Junior Peter Deliberatore decided to give up his final year of college eligibility and sign a 3-year entry-level contract with the NHL's Vegas Golden Knights. Coming off back-to-back 20-point seasons, Deliberatore joins the team that made him its 6th-round draft pick in 2018. He'll begin his career with Vegas's AHL affiliate in Henderson, Nevada. Joe, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
I think it's top 5 players time. Let's get it going. I'll take the odds. You got the evens.
Sounds
Let's
good.
roll it. Play number 5, Quinnipiac field hockey. Quinnipiac Providence. Neve Going is going to fall short after shooting for the right corner, but Nina Santor is there. Let's go play number 4.
Will Abbott. He's going to find an open Dylan Donnery, and he's going to put home the shot. The goal put the Bobcats within 1 of the Hawks.
On to play number 3, MAC tournament volleyball action. Nicole Migliozzi setting up Georgia Salepi. Puts it away. Salepi had 28 attacks during the game.
Play number 3, first-year Evan Perry gets the chance to send a laser into the back of the net, giving the Bobcats the lead in opening minutes. That was play number 2, Jacob. You take 1.
And play number 1, thought I forgot to count for a second. Play number 1, Ariana Diaz. Or excuse me, it's Rachel Kinney's free ball picked up by Diaz and set up for Maggie Baker. Gets the kill, although the Bobcats ended up dropping that matchup. All right, that's all the time we have for tonight. The Mets and Yankees are playing, actually the Yankees won. Mets are playing right now, and the men's basketball championship is getting underway. So we got to go.
Be sure to follow us on social media and check out our website, q30tv.com, and download our new Q30 TV app on the App Store and Google Play. For Jacob Risnick and everyone behind the scenes, I'm Joe LaGrippo. Have a great night.